Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kerrioth, and this is the Dwarves again. Yes, I know, I've already done this video, well, sort of. I played it yesterday, and I just didn't feel it. It didn't grab me. It didn't have that I'm not going to use the word X factor, because it's 2 words, and also because I hate that phrase, and it doesn't really mean anything. It didn't have that indefinable quality that makes you wish to continue playing. But as someone pointed out, it could well get better. And even though I'm still sort of like, I don't have that urge to try and continue, I feel like actually I should, because as someone else pointed out, it's going to get more complicated. It must do. We've now got an inventory, and thank you. We've now got an inventory, and we've got like multiple characters, well, not multiple characters right now, but it's for managing multiple characters, character group in inventory, so on. You've got your little stock of gold there, you've got food consumption, and a day counter. So presumably the game is going to get far more complicated. So, quests, actual quests. So, we should carry on. We're going to carry on for a bit. I'll just see how long I go for, because I have no idea. Now, if I'm leaving the vault, surely that means that I'm not going to go and see him. I'll go back down here. There doesn't seem to be anything in the way of like an indicator or a map, so clearly you're supposed to just find your own way around. Aha! That'll probably be it, entering the study. I sneezed massively there, but you'll never know because I'll edit it out. Unless, of course, I skip past this bit as I edit the video and I forget that I've said it. In which case, you might get it after all.
Frala told me you wished to speak with me.
Yes.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren. I wish to return them to him. He's in Black Saddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey. Who are you going to entrust with this?
I wonder.
Thinking of you.
Me?
There is no one better to take on this journey. You have acquired much knowledge. You are almost a scholar. You know more than most famuli about Girdlegard and its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes.
With pleasure.
See, this is way better. Okay, already it's like the problem that I had in the tutorial and in the starting conversations is that it was dreadfully static. Like there was no life in them. It was just a rotating camera while someone spoke to you.
What's in the bag?
I'm going to be
Magical
nosy.
devices. You better leave the bag closed if you want to avoid any accidents. Dwarves don't really like magic, and magic doesn't like you either.
Rakus gave us so much craftsmanship that there's no space left in our bodies for magic.
Strictly speaking, every time you've been too close to magic, it has ended in catastrophe.
Although someone else did point out, they did say
Perhaps I'll meet some dwarves on my travels.
in the comments for the last video.
But don't hold out too much hope, and be careful who you talk to.
Yeah.
Not every...
Okay, I'll set off soon.
Be on your guard. Look...
My complaint of there being a lot of talking and it being kind of characterless and a bit bland, they said show don't tell, which I have to admit I agree with just on a general basis for like creating narrative and creating atmosphere in games. For instance, I know it'd be more work and it's a lot easier to just record a voiceover, but when she says, you know, previously when you've interacted with magic, it's ended in catastrophe.
Vegetables, bread, cheese, but the cook is not to be trifled with.
Yeah, great. Can I have some food? You can give me some food. I'm going to talk to her. Hang on. I'm going on a journey. I need provisions for 300 miles.
For 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing.
I'm going to Black Saddle to return a few things to a former apprentice in the Magus.
Have I got a present for her?
I've got a present for you.
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
What?
Because you don't see me as an oddity, and you're like a little sister to me.
Okay, I have to go. But yeah, I
wish
agree.
you the blessing of Palandial and Vrakas to protect you from all danger on your journey. Here.
Oh, I've got a talisman. Nice. the gap between people finishing talking and you being able to move is annoyingly long. It's like a second. You want to just be able to... I know it sounds daft, but you want the conversation to finish and for you to leave. That's what you want, isn't it? You just want to go. I'll just make sure there's nothing in the thingy, the little forge area first that I need to take with me. But yeah, I very much agree with the whole show don't tell thing, because I feel like it's... Whilst you can just make it so that every little bit of exposition is done via talking, like someone just outright explains it to you, I much prefer like just a tiny clip, like the example of the magic, and how it's always gone like catastrophically wrong.
There was a time when you could hardly lift the heavy.
Just a little clip of him, I don't know, reading out of a book, and then the book going up in flames, or you know, singeing his eyebrows, something like that.
Swung the forge hammer for the first time 30 cycles ago.
See that? Yeah, it's like I feel like they've gone to great pains to add little details to try and build up the world around you and to build up the character, but it's because it's just presented in a...
You picture all the
You're just being
fantastic
talked
adventures
at.
that await you on your journey and are raring to go. But then you think about the possible dangers and ask yourself how you're planning to tackle this journey without a weapon.
Ah, yeah, fair enough. Okay. Does someone give me a weapon? Because I just looked around the forge and I couldn't see anything to take with me. Oh, there's a map. Is there something on the walls around here? Do I need to speak to someone for a weapon? Surely not. I'm a dwarf. Surely I've built my own. The altar to Vrakis. Has that got something?
I wonder if dwarves ask Vrakas for help on long journeys.
The figure on the homemade altar doesn't answer.
Okay. I'm just looking for a sword, mate.
Might be back in time for Sonia's birthday.
You're longing to see her face when you give her your homemade present.
Yeah, that's it. It is. It's the show don't tell thing. I'm being told lots and lots and lots of stuff.
There are apparently dwarves who have never seen the sky, and you too feel more comfortable when you have rock over your head. If only you didn't long to see more of the world.
Yeah, it's just a bit much. This is the thing where I think Tyranny did it quite well. Look at the leather cloth. I mean, come on, there's got to be something around here, right? Hey! That was unnecessarily long-winded. That didn't need to take that long. That was... that was weird. Alright. Bit of like, comic book stuff there. It's like, this is what this sounds like. If you write it down. We could look at the map. Let's look at the map. It probably wants us to look at the map, right?
Within a few moments you find Black Saddle on the map.
Yep.
It is southeast of Parista, a little more than halfway between the city of the Magus Nudin and Lot Yonan's vaults. You trace the path from the vaults to the...
Okay. This is going to sound very strange, but it's almost like they've approached the storytelling as a book. Like, I know this is based on a book, and the book has now been recommended to me a couple of times, and I think it'd be worth me reading it, to be honest. Oh.
How
Hello.
nice to see you again, Lot Yonan.
Ugh.
It must have been an age since we last met face to face.
Dude's been infected by Nurgle, ain't he?
Welcome. Please, sit down.
No, thank you,
What
my
the
friend.
hell?
These are urgent matters, and I don't have much time. You must come to Leos Nudin immediately. The perished land is stirring.
Are
Uh-oh.
you sure? What makes you think that?
Look at his face.
I found out about 60 orbits ago, during a visit to the borders. Our magical barriers have weakened and become porous. The Elfar have left their land, and a huge horde of orcs have marched into Girdlegard.
Were you able to strengthen the spell with your magic?
No, I can't repair the damage alone. We need the combined power of the 6. The other 4 are already on their way here.
This smells
but
dodgy.
We need your help too.
I will set off for Parista without delay.
Oh, and as you're coming, could you also take the opportunity to bring back the things that I lent to you?
Of course. I have them already packed in a bag.
I've got the bag, haven't I?
You. We'll be expecting you.
Bullshit. I'm calling it bullshit. There's lies. Yeah, it's almost like it's been approached like a book. It's like an audiobook almost. Everything that I'm
Utterly
clicking on.
blinded by the sunlight, you squeeze your eyes tightly
See?
shut.
Do you see what I
after only
mean?
A few steps. The time spent underground has made you so sensitive to light that you're forced to seek shelter in the shade of a mighty oak.
The thing that I think I'm struggling with is I'm comparing this to things like Tyranny and, to an extent, like Dragon Age, Origins, obviously the best one.
You
And
reach a small lake
with
by a
those
birch wood.
games,
Your feet hurt and your eyes still sting in the unaccustomed
okay,
sun.
thanks.
You pitch your camp and lie down to
grief.
sleep on the hard forest floor. When you awake in the morning, your legs are stiff.
it's like they wanted to make it so that you could see stuff happening, but they didn't have the time or the budget to do so, you know? It would be like in Dragon Age, where you set up camp, except instead of it actually being a camp, it is just your character telling you that you have now set up camp. It's not even an inefficient way of doing it. It's like I don't know, it doesn't... It feels weird. It's a terrible thing to say, because it means almost nothing, but...
The sky and the first beads of sweat appearing on your forehead. You see something.
Oh.
When you
Let's
see
have
the
a look.
blood on the ground, you try to convince yourself it's from an animal that just happened to be killed on the road by a hunter.
It's absolutely not, and it's probably some sort of horrendous ambush. I'm gonna go ahead and guess. But yeah, it just feels a little cumbersome. I think that's the best way to put it. Tyranny, there was so
You don't
much.
see any signs of a struggle in the area where the corpses are lying. Were they stabbed by a companion? A stranger could hardly have crept up on them with such sparse.
It's almost like a text adventure. The way it's being presented is.
You scour the area once more and ask yourself what.
So that's. We'll look for further clues. There might be something. But if I can't get anywhere but on the road, that's... Oh, no, hang on. Ah, here we go.
A rucksack that probably belonged to one of the dead. It seems to have.
I'll search it again, why
You
not?
find a few implements, some provisions, and a map.
Okay. So, dodgy map. Something to do with Parista there as well, so that's obviously not
You
good.
look down on a tall, broadly built man. He's wearing dark brown leather armor.
So, he wasn't trying to...
A slender
defend
man
himself?
lies in front of you, dressed in an expensive robe. It is in the colours of Turgur the Fair-Faced, one of the 6 Magi. The dead man...
Does this mean that Turgur
Okay.
the Fair-Faced is in Parista and wanted to send Lotyonen a message? And if so, why didn't he use magic?
Told
Did he
you.
want to contact him without anyone noticing?
Told you it was dodgy. I told you, what did I say? Dodgy. That's what I
Like
said.
Vracus.
There are some narrow stab wounds in the man's chest. The cuts are too big to be
daggers.
made by arrows.
He's been daggered. Examine the bush. Oh, alright.
Nothing again.
You halt. There is something.
Another rucksack?
You
Okay,
open
we'll
the
search through that as
rucksack
well.
and recognize that someone has already rummaged through it, as well as some.
I mean, I'll
warmth
take all
and
of
a
it.
feeling of security flush through your body as you touch.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know, can you... Do you sort of see... I say see what I mean. You probably see what I mean. The question is, do you agree? Is it just me? Or is there a kind of... Like a... Almost like a a dated approach to the way that the story is being, like, the exposition is being dealt with. Like, is it just me? Am I being unfair? Or does it feel... I feel like they're trying to do a lot and to explain a lot and talk about a lot without actually...
the area once more.
I just want to leave. Can I leave? I'll bury the dead. Then I'll continue with the journey. Because I'm nice like that. It's better than the introduction to the game. I think the introduction to the game actually does it.
Ground with a stick, and covering the corpses with a few stones. You continue on your way.
I'm nice. There's a quest thingy over there, so we'll go up here. And then, can I rotate the? No. That's frustrating. Can I rotate the map? What about left and right? I can't see a way to rotate the map. Okay, I'll go over there.
You see a flickering light through the trees some way from the path.
Approach the fire audibly so you don't frighten anyone.
Towards the fire with confident strides until you finally make out 3 broad-shouldered men.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and talk to them.
Once you reach the edge of the firelight, you say amicably,
This could go badly.
My name is...
The men jump up and grab their axes.
I mean, I'm just said, mate.
Well, I'll be. Is that a groundling?
The men look you over suspiciously.
My name is Tungdil. May I know with whom I have the pleasure?
Are they gonna... yeah.
A perfect stranger, a groundling, speaking like a king.
I only wanted...
Sod your politeness and your pretty words, groundling.
Well, I'm just
Sod
trying
off,
to...
groundling.
Oh, dear.
Put down your weapons or I'll be forced to use mine.
Yeah.
You threatening us?
Yeah, I'll knock you out.
The next morning, visions of axes, faces full of hate, fists and heavy boots flicker through your befuddled...
Yeah,
It's a
I
long
lost.
time before you manage to sit up and tend to your wounds in the...
Boo! I was hoping to get something out of that instead of got just the shit beaten out of me. I suppose that's not really all that surprising, is it? We'll go over here. Go to the farmstead. Go to Goodwater. Axel Dale. We'll go to Goodwater.
You look down on a large village on the banks of the Warder. Some of the village is built on stilts in the river. A wooden bridge spans the fast-flowing water. The
Yeah,
guards
I'll
on the
follow down.
palisade are watching you. Their armor looks well cared for and well made. The smith who made them knew what he was doing. You conclude that the men depend on...
Okay, that's... I've warmed to it a little bit, but there is something just indefinably dated about this game, and I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's every single thing having to be narrated, whether it's that map, whether it's the way the text is presented. Where I don't know what it is, but there's just something about the actual story experience of this game that is
There are
not...
small fires burning every 50 steps or so. They are intended to light up the air.
Like, I don't know why the specific explanation as to why there are fires lit, it bugs me so much. I think it is just that. I think it is that thing of show don't tell. I really think that's what it is. I get the feeling that there's like a vast amount of background story, a vast amount of lore, like with it being based on a book. I think there are descriptions and stuff. There are reasonings. There are ideas that are put forth in the
The
novel
double gate is made of strong planks, sturdy but still much less solid.
that they want to impart in the game. You know, that's they want to get all of this stuff across. And so the best way they found to do it with presumably the resources they've got, is to just outright tell you. But they're outright telling you literally everything. Absolutely everything. It's almost like there's not really a chance
Some of the guards begin to whisper as you near the gate.
Hello,
You don't even get to try and work it out for yourself.
What brings you to fair good water? And have you seen any orcs on your travels, groundling?
The man leaning over the palisade eyes you up and down carefully.
Yeah, it's strange.
Goodwater is well known for its hospitality.
A fact that you've just made up yourself.
Let me in, and I will tell other travellers all about it.
I regret to inform you that we cannot allow you to enter.
Oh, that's
I'm a
Let's have a look.
blacksmith and a dwarf. Let me tell you, your gate might look solid, but it won't withstand a real orc assault.
The murmuring all around him makes the man
Ah.
pause for a moment. If anyone else had criticized the stronghold, they'd have been laughed down and shooed away. But no one understands defense systems like the dwarves.
yeah. It is that. It's exactly that. It's exactly. I'm sorry, I've forgotten who made the show don't tell comment. That's what's doing it. That's what's kind of pushing me away from the game a little bit. I feel like I'm being flooded with information that I can't really. It's not giving me a chance to work stuff out for myself. It's also giving me information that, given the setting, I already know. Like, we've established already that it's fairly standard fantasy, dwarves, and this is obviously a
I
lie.
can see to it that orcs crack open their skulls on your gate, just like at home.
You only know about the second-ling stronghold from books, but you can see in the man's face you've pushed the right
Yeah, it's like you already know
All right,
from
then.
Of course.
the fact that you've played the guy and where you've been, and the fact that you already know that it hasn't gone out. You already know that he is not in charge
After a
of
meal, you spend the
what
night
you've
in
just
the
said.
comfort and
Like,
shelter
you
of
already
a
know
book. You
that.
strengthen the gate with cross braces of wood and iron, using your experience and skill.
Well done, dwarf.
Yeah, you already know that, but the game tells you anyway. It's kind of so keen to build the world and so keen to tell you about the land that you're in and the people that you're dealing with that it's not actually being measured or sensible in the way it approaches it. It's just like, this town, you come across this town, before you even get in there, we are just going to tell you everything about it. You know, this is a fire, it is used for this, that, this and the other, and it's like, I feel like there isn't a lot of breathing space, there's not a lot of thinking space for the player. Okay, we were right to bring you through.
I've spent almost half an orbit strengthening the gate. How
I mean,
about
that's
a
not what I said.
compensation?
That's not what I said.
Council member's face darkens.
We've paid for food and lodgings, and because we're generous, we've also thrown in the bridge toll.
Alright, dickhead. And the thing is, if it sounds like I'm being harsh, like I'm kind of being overly critical, my whole thing with single player games is I play single player games for story. That's what I play them for. That is my main motivation for playing single player games, especially
RPGs. Your
RPGs.
constant companion since you left Goodwater. Every little sound in the forest makes you fear you've been discovered by a horde of orcs. But you reach the end of the day without bumping into. As night begins to fall, you pass a large oak tree and decide to call it a day. Near the oak tree, you take over the abandoned camp as your own. Whoever slept here before clearly left again. You dream of orcs who creep up on you in the night and look straight into the face of an orc who's holding a knife to your throat. Before you fully realize the hopelessness of your situation...
Oh! Alright, that's a bit of a... I haven't saved for ages. Where's the last... Okay. Bit harsh there. Bit abrupt. Bit of a hard end to the to the life of my dwarf there. Holy shit. That's kind of funny though. I'll give him that. Okay, so it's better than the tutorial makes it out to be, which is a shame because the tutorial should be representative of the game. It still hasn't got that thing that makes me want to keep playing. It's still not giving me that urge of, oh, I've got to pick this game up again, I've got to play it again. I think the approach to storytelling is a little dated. I think it's a little bit on the nose. I think there's far too much just telling you every little thing about everything you could possibly see or do. I'm not listening to an audiobook, I'm playing a game. As I've said repeatedly, thanks to whoever made that intelligent comment on the first video, show don't tell, and I'm being told literally everything to an insane degree. It's like a barrage of talk, which is, I don't think, the right way to go about it. Tyranny has got a lot of backstory, a lot of stuff to do with the story, and a lot of exposition, but it's presented in a different way. You can take it at your own pace, you can choose whether to look at it or not. This doesn't feel like I'm getting that choice. I don't know, I think it's clear that there's been a lot of care gone into this. It's obviously a game that has been worked very hard on, and as I say, I don't know how accurate it is to the book, but I'm actually interested to read the book now, which I wasn't before. I am actually genuinely wanting to read the book, so at the very least it's convinced me to do that. It's just not the type of RPG that I kind of feel like I get along with very well, and it feels dated in certain respects, which takes away from the experience somewhat. For me, I am super picky about what games I play, especially RPGs and stuff. I'm super picky about what I actually play for any length of time. When it comes to story-based stuff, I am not the person to approach for a kind of light-hearted recommendation of, oh yeah, that was pretty good. I don't do that. I'm probably very annoyingly just picky and finicky about what I actually like in terms of proper narrative-based games, and this is one of those games, and it's just not doing it for me personally. But I will say that it is better than the tutorial makes it out to be, and there are elements of this that have clearly had a huge amount of care put into them, and it's obvious that they've tried to do something quite big and quite impressive. I just personally don't think it's worked in a way that satisfies me. So, yeah, that's, I guess, the second impression of the Dwarves. Better than it looked, still not there, in my humble opinion. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.